All right, hey, finally in 1980s news, I want to talk to you, thanks to Ultimate Classic Rock and The Collector, I want to tell you about the time that McDonald's blew it in 1984 in connection with an Olympic promotion. So this could almost be a true crime, like I said, except it's not that very long, interesting, or for SEO purposes, it's great.
I think I know what this is, but I'm not going to say anything. Go.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
I have no idea.
Does it have to do with Russia?
Yes.
Well, then please proceed.
Let me get to my sounds for when you do something that's right, because you deserve it.
Yes. Validation.
Yeah. So in many ways, the 1984 Olympics in Los Angeles represented a major change for the modern games. The sporting event had been long known for its financial losses, a lasting burden on the vast majority of host cities. In a move never seen before, the Los Angeles brought corporate sponsors on board to help shoulder the cost of the games. The decision proved profitable, as the 1984 Olympics earned more than $200 million, thanks largely to the influx of endorsements and advertising. However, one major promotion continues to live on in infamy. It's that of McDonald's.
Okay.
So McDonald's did this promotion. It's the concept simple, and one that you're familiar with from those days. And one I really miss these types of things, that we had as kids. Opening bottle caps and seeing if you had a letter or you won a prize or you're spelling Coca-Cola or whatever. I love those kinds of things. We don't have that anymore.
No.
But in 1984, McDonald's had their campaign was that upon purchasing an item from the fast food chain, you'd get a scratch-off with an Olympic event on it. And if the American team won gold in that event, you'd get a free Big Mac. Silver would earn you French fries, and a bronze would get you a soft drink. McDonald's believed they had a recipe for successful promotion. Commercials would sell customers on a simple phrase: if the U.S. wins, you win.
You win.
All right. It's maybe ringing a bell. I probably participated.
Yeah.
I see that happening regionally today, like in Atlanta. They'll do promotions that look like if the Braves, somebody hits a home run, get a free taco or something. I'll see them do that regionally. That's the only throwback to that I see. I don't see like huge chains doing that for Super Bowls or Olympics or anything. But yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Turns out though, this wasn't the first time that McDonald's had done this promotion.
Okay.
The company embarked on a similar campaign for the 1976 Olympics, albeit with less publicity. The 1976 games, which were held in Montreal, saw the USA teams place third in overall medal count. In addition to East Germany, the other country that bested the U.S. was the Soviet Union. Now, while the 1976 McDonald's contest informed the fast food chain's 1984 game, how they would run it and how they would play out, the future giveaway was most influenced by a more significant global event. This is where I play the music.
Oh, yes.
And then we would come back. Then we'd come back and you'd be very confused. The location of Afghanistan made it the target of several empires throughout its history. Kat feels like she just switched TV channels. And maybe it did. Beginning in 1813, the British Empire and Tsarist Russia struggled for nearly a century to acquire dominance over the country. In the end, the British prevailed, making Afghanistan a territory within their empire. But much began to change on a global level in the 20th century. And by 1919, Afghanistan was freed from the British protectorate. The newly independent nation recognized the legitimacy of the newly established Bolshevik regime in Russia, which had just taken control just a couple of years earlier. And this marked the start of a relationship between the two nations. The Soviet Union would, by having this relationship with Afghanistan, would be able to control its southern border, which is where Afghanistan is. And so they provided economic and military assistance to the country. And they had a spot, that they considered to be a key in the Cold War with the U.S. The U.S. was, having influence over other regions in that area, and so this they felt would balance it out. Well, it turns out on July 17th, 1973, Muhammad Khan overthrew Afghanistan's last king, who, by the way, was also his cousin, and declared himself the president of Afghanistan's republic. And then in a move that surprised the Soviet Union. Khan refused to follow Soviets' direction, so he ended those ties.
Okay.
He had his own vision for how his country should be developed, and that required ending the nation's dependency on the Soviets.
We are no longer friends.
Yeah. So, in a move that would not surprise anybody, the KGB assisted in a revolution of Afghanistan.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Led by the Communist People's Democratic Party of Afghanistan, which resulted in the murder of Khan and 18 of his family members.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'll just make this next part brief. Chaos ensued. Different factions are vying for power, control of the country. Someone steps forth as the leader, gets killed. Somebody else comes forward. They get killed.
Next.
Why would anybody want to step forward?
Yeah. You step backwards,
Who
right?
would like to be leader next? Step forward.
So and everybody steps
Stand
back.
on X.
Yeah. Stand on X. Yeah.
X.
Ultimately, this leads to the anti-communist Mujahideen. You've heard of those guys.
Yeah.
They're not nice people.
And in response to the Mujahideen, which are against communism, the Soviet Russia invades, or the Soviet Union, the Soviet Union invades the country.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I tell you all this? Because in response,
Yes, why?
the U.S. imposes an embargo on American grain in the Soviet Union and, more importantly to our story, a boycott of the Olympics, which were to be held in Moscow in 1980.
Oh.
Now back to 1984.
Yeah.
Yep.
As the U.S. did not compete in 1980,
Right.
they didn't have any statistics, for how they would place in the gold for those games. So when they're planning their promotion and how much money they need to shell out, how much they're going to lose in profits, because they're giving away essentially, their main item, the Big Mac.
Yeah.
They had to make their estimates based on the 1976 medals, which we came in third.
Oh, boy. Okay.
And those were 1994 medals, and which included 34 gold prizes.
Okay.
But the number crunchers over at the fast food chain did not anticipate what came next.
Oh, boy.
Because in retaliation for the U.S.'s boycott of the 1980 Moscow Games, the Soviet Union, along with 13 Eastern Bloc countries, boycott the 1984 Los Angeles Olympics.
Oh, wow.
Dramatically reducing the field and the competition.
Exactly.
Wow.
So suddenly, this company who was rooting for us to come in third.
Have a Coke and a smile.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah. The U.S., as John points out, dominates, which results in the teams walking away with 174 medals, which is nearly 100% increase of the prior Olympics.
Yes.
And 83 of them are gold,
Damn it.
which is more than 100% increase.
Now you know why they call him Grimace, because that was the look on his face.
No, don't.
Why you?
Soviets. So as the games are going on and American teams are conquering one event after another, customers are getting real excited about these scratch offs. Oh shit, honey, we got a free Big Mac.
Got another one and another.
Me too. Me too.
Some 6,600 outlets reportedly faced shortages of the promoted items.
Oh my gosh.
As a result,
Oh,
McDonald's has been discreet about the cost of the promotion, saying it was the most expensive in the franchise's history. Marketing experts, however, estimate losses in the millions. Despite the good news, I suppose, for folks who like these types of games, and again, I don't think we see a whole lot of them, is that despite the financial costs incurred in 1984, McDonald's repeatedly when the U.S. wins, you win food prize promotion, using the same game piece format in both 1988 and 1996, and has continued its partnership with the Olympics until 2017.
okay.
But where's my Big Mac?
Yeah.
That's why they made him smaller, in case they have to give a bunch of them
There you
away.
go. Right.
Costs half as much now.
Yeah.
I think you're onto something there, John.
Yep.
Got to shrink these suckers.
Shrinkflation.
Yes.
Now, I wish the what was it, the Monopoly game thing. I think that didn't happen in the 1980s. Maybe we could find a way to tie that together, because that was an interesting story too. Folks,
I remember that.
folks were rigging the game. Yeah.
A lot of insider craziness there. Yeah.